Hey everybody, it's Devin with Dads and Dice here. Today I'm going to be continuing our journeys into West Kingdom with a solo playthrough of Paladins of the West Kingdom by Garfield Games. This right here is one of my all-time favorite games. I love playing this as a group, I love playing it solo, I really just love playing this game. Now, let's go get it set up. Paladins is a direct sequel to Architects. In Architects, we were building our city. Now it is complete, and in Paladins, we must defend our lands while also attempting to spread our religion and increase our numbers. The aim of Paladins of the West Kingdom is to be the player with the most victory points at the game's end. Points are gained by building outposts and increasing fortifications, commissioning monks, and confronting outsiders. Each round, players will enlist the help of a specific paladin and gather workers to carry out tasks. As the game progresses, players will slowly increase their faith, strength, and influence. Not only will these affect their final score, but also determine the significance of their actions. The game is concluded at the end of the 7th round. To set up for the AI player, we are going to flip a player board over and reveal the AI's player board. It is very similar to our own player board, but has a few minor tweaks. The AI is still going to be commissioning, fortifying, garrisoning, attacking, absolving, and converting. They just do things in a little bit different way. They will use all 7 of their monks, outpost, and absolve tokens, but they won't use all of their workshops. I chose to play on the standard difficulty, which is the medium difficulty of 3. To do this, you shuffle all 6 King's Orders and reveal 3. These 3, the AI gets to start with a workshop on each, helping them with those actions. One other change in the setup is you are going to place the 5 King's Favor AI cards over the King's Favor, and when those rounds come up, they will be added to the AI deck. Over the 3 King's Order goals, you will also place AI's workshops. These will help them accomplish the King's Orders. On the left side of the AI's player board is their resource track. They do not gain resources, but instead, when they would gain resources, they will move along this resource track. Once they reach the end of the track, their lowest attribute will then be increased by 1. The AI is able to ignore the cost of any card or action. Instead, they will just get to do the action. Okay, now that we are set up, we are ready to start the game here. So I am going to start off by drawing my 3 paladins to choose from. And we will get our 2 cards to see what kind of groups of workers that we've got. I like that this is probably the most strategic part of the game is really planning not just the cards you're going to use this round, but the ones you're going to send to the bottom that you are going to see in those last 2 rounds of the game. So I think later in the game, reducing the cost of things is the most crucial, right? So I'm going to send this guy to the bottom. Garrisoning costs no provisions, right? So if I can plan it right, these later garrisons, what would cost the most will be cheaper. So honestly, I think a solid start is probably going to be to using Oaten here. I'll probably trade this turn and gain 2 silver, additional silver. It'll help me kind of build up my supply. So I will put Oliver on top of my deck, and I will start with Oaten. And I did forget that I am supposed to start with 3 coins and a provision, and then since we are playing the solo game, we will have 5 for the tax. Now, let's think about this. I'm going to get 2 blue workers. So, I'm thinking this is kind of my most well-rounded one here. I honestly probably won't end up doing too much of this right now. I'd kind of like to get the early game development. And also a part of starting the game is we select a townsfolk. And thinking we don't have to pay the cost. I'm gonna get this gatekeeper. That'll be the townsfolk I start the game with there. And let me double check. Yeah. Refill that spot. Okay, so I'm going to take this card here. Get 2 additional black workers, a green and a red. And then that leaves this card for the solo player. Now the solo player, all of his workers are, the color does not matter. So you'll see me mostly using this bowl, and really it just makes easier cleanup for me. I can grab all his workers, throw it in one bowl, and it's the way that I separate it. So they start off with a number of workers equal to the round plus 3. So they will start off with 4 workers. Okay, and so I am thinking, right, I want to take advantage of Oaten here with the trading, and I think that's just what I'm going to do right from the start here. I'm probably going to go ahead and just use one of my black, because I don't see using 2 black this turn. And I'm sorry, before I start that, I am supposed to reveal what the first king's order is. And it will be fortifying, so the solo player will have a bit easier time fortifying. And yeah, so I'm just going to trade. I'm going to get my 3 silver plus the 2 for Oaten. Okay, and the solo player is going to convert. So he has a reduced cost on converting. And so this is a neat mechanic here where this will tell exactly who he is going to choose to convert, right? So he is in this first space here, so he is going to choose to convert this guy here. Now, he does still have to meet the faith requirement to convert. So we look here, his faith is, or the faith requirement is 0. Of course, his faith is at 0, so he will successfully convert here. He does get the strength bonus here. And then that does actually provide him with in-game scoring. So now over onto me, I think. So I don't know. I could pray, right, to then get more. To get more money, but I don't really know that it's completely worth it, because truthfully it would be I'm spending 2 this round to then get an additional 2 using my paladin, right? It to me doesn't seem like quite the payoff. So really what I think I'm going to do is just spend this round building. Let me see, is there anybody I want to recruit? I need townsfolk. I really like the ones that have abilities that give you something whenever you do an action. I'm just not 100% certain which actions I'm going to be doing. Like, I already know that I eventually want to get garrisoning going. I think I'm going to instead of recruiting, I am going to develop and spend my 4 silver. And I know that since I'm not totally sure what I'm going to end up wanting to do, but I do know that garrisoning will most likely be in my final strategy on those last turn 6, turn 7. I'm going to do that right there, and then I will get a white worker for revealing that. Alright, and the solo player will absolve, and they do have 2 people, so they will get to absolve. Their influence is, of course, at 0, which is enough to do that, and they just flip that over to absolve. Now, this bit lucky for me here, of course, they will gain the faith, but typically they would discard a suspicion card and then get to flip a debt. However, they don't have either of those, so I'm okay with that. I'm sure that they are going to have those. They are going to take advantage of that, but for right now, that's pretty good. So back over here to me, and so I kind of have 2 options, right? I can try and get a beefier, hunt, or I can attempt to recruit. So kind of back to thinking about recruiting here. Thing is, whenever resources are so scarce, I'm a bit hesitant to pay for the recruiting, right? And I don't mind taking the debt for it, but these aren't ones that I'm really particularly interested in. I'm honestly going to try to avoid being the one with a whole bunch of suspicion. I mean, I'm going to get some, but yeah, I don't. And on that same note, I don't really want to be collecting the debts either. I kind of want to stick on with the solo player as much as possible. Commissioning. So you see, kind of my thought process here is, so garrisoning cost provisions, right? Now, to get up to be able to garrison, I'm going to need to be fortifying or converting, right? If I decide the fortify route, which is not bad because it is one of the king's orders, that also cost provisions, and then, you know, it falls into, would I be doing commissioning that also cost provisions? I feel like I would end up being provision starved. So I think I'm going to just do a big hunt, get my 3 provisions, and not worry about recruiting. King's Order. So, I'm sorry. He is out of workers, so he would not be doing that action. Okay, so I got 1 left, and I'm debating holding it. I think so. The only reason I wouldn't would be to take the immediate benefit of the recruit, but I don't really see the payoff in that. So we'll pass. They pass. So we'll clean up this round. So unlike in the regular game, you normally would clear the rightmost townsfolk card. In the solo, you are going to clear the 2 rightmost, and then on the invaders, it is the same case. You are going to get rid of the 2 leftmost invaders. I took 1 extra. Like that. I hope that was like that. I actually forgot he had taken those, and there were 6 of those, not 5. So, alright, so we do that. We need to clear off all of our workers. Yeah, okay. Everything looks good. Discard that paladin. And let's check out what options we've got here. Okay. Alright. Praying costs no silver, which praying is always good. It's just not typically as good this early. Developing costs 2 fewer silver. See, I like to develop early. I accidentally cleared off my red worker. Do I have... the silver I want for this? I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is... I could possibly attempt to attack to get a couple more silver. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna probably lean toward attacking this turn. And then develop next turn. So I'm going to throw the developing there. The praying costs no silver is not the best later in the game, but I think this is my best turn right now. So you get a red and a green worker from the paladin there. And then here we're both going to end up with suspicion anyway. Best way, I think, for me to balance it out. Already got 2 red, and that would stick me with a white. So I think I'm going to take... yeah, I'm going to take the black, purple, 2 green. And I get a suspicion card, and at least if I'm gonna get a suspicion, let it be the one that gets 2 attacks like that. Then the solo player also will get a suspicion card. I've got this right there. And his is the single attacks. And so anytime they would gain either money through tax or through the bank or provisions, they are going to move this here. And whenever it circles around, we'll see, but their lowest attribute will then get increased. And I didn't mention, but their deck does not get shuffled between rounds. Their deck will only shuffle whenever they take the prey action. And so see here that the king's orders are going to be to convert. Of course, that is going to be very nice there for the solo player. Okay, I think we are ready for the round. So I think the first thing I'm going to do here is I am going to attack. No, excuse me. I'm going to develop. I don't see me using my black worker this round, so I'm use 1 black and 1 green. We're going to develop on the attack since I kind of plan to attack this round. It cost 4 silver. I'm going to get a white worker. Okay. The solo player will do the king's order. Now before they did the king's order of fortifying, I believe, I can't remember if it came up. No, it did not come up, but I'll mention it now. They will always attempt to do the rightmost king's order unless they have satisfied it, in which case they will move on. So in this case, they will do the convert icon, and I forgot to give them their people. So it is round 2, so they get 5 people. And so they will use a convert. And again, they will attempt to convert the right, or they will attempt to convert this spot here, but they do have to have the faith requirement, which they actually do not have the faith requirement. So it then actually continues to go down, and the faith requirement is going to get higher until it loops back around, and they will convert this guy right here. So they will get a strength. And they have converted their second person. Okay, so that did. Luckily, my paladin is giving me 3 strength. I got lucky in that this is the one I was wanting to go after anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and attack before they pull any other kind of crazy shenanigans and take it out from under me. I'm going to attack. So I have my strength is 3 at the moment. I will get an influence. I will get to get rid of a suspicion and a black worker. Okay. Solo player is up, and they will now do the king's order again. And so here is where they're first going to attempt to convert, but their convert space is occupied. So now they are going to attempt to fortify, which they can do. And the first fortify costs 0 influence, which is where they are at. So they will draw this. They will get a strength and a black worker. Okay, so I am thinking that I'm going to go ahead and when I attacked, the whole reason I was going to attack was to earn 2 silver. So I'm kind of in the same boat where, yes, I could pray, and yes, I could attack again, but I'm getting the benefit that I'm doing it for, and I would have to pay an additional silver now to go up. So I think instead I'm actually going to garrison. And my garrison is, I am at 3 strength, so I can go to any of these spaces here. I think recruiting for free is pretty good, and it is what the solo player will almost always choose, or pretty much will always choose, at least in the beginning. Thing is, I also kind of want the 2 gold, and it's to set up my next turn where I know development costs me 2. And so I can develop, pray, and develop, and it's 6 coins to get 2 developments on the board. So I'm pretty sure. Well, I could also always attempt to grab the 2 coins. You know what? I'm gonna do the free recruit, or get a townsfolk without paying the cost. So I think, because I'm already starting to lean toward attacking here, I think I'm going to get this defender to give me those provisions and kind of help me avoid having to go hunting anymore. So, yeah. I'm going to do that. I actually do get a provision immediately upon acquiring him. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Solo player is up. They are going to conspire. So conspiring means they take another suspicion. They drew the blank, and I'm mixed in seeing the blank, right? 1, I'm glad they got it out of the way. But 2, had they taken a 2, they would have then been stuck with a debt, right? Yeah, they would have been stuck with a debt because they would have forced the Inquisition. But that's okay. They're still ahead of me in suspicion. Oh, and then they get 2 more workers. Okay. All right. So I know what I'm doing next turn. It's kind of finishing out this turn that I'm not 100% on. I'm tempted to hold at least one of these because I know I'm going to be praying next turn. And I really just don't want to do a big move. I like it being discounted. So I actually think what's crazy is I'm going to hold my 3 workers because I don't see a scenario in which I am over workers next turn. Because I know 5 are going to developing, praying, developing. So 5 of the 6 that I acquire, leaving me 4 to kind of play around and do some other actions. So yeah, I actually I'm gonna pass and let the solo player kind of play out rest of the round 2 here. So they are going to commission. And they are going to choose to commission out here. They do not have enough faith, and so they're going to wrap around here. So this is where I was glad that I chose what I did, because this is now covering the other, taking a townsfolk free space, and there's actually no more for our game on the board, so I got it while I could. And they will gain an influence. Next up, they will attack. They have not already attacked. They also don't have enough workers to attack. So in this case, they instead just do the leftmost of the top actions up here, in which case it is going to be doing the recruit. They are going to target this one here, and this works out well for me because they do not have any debt to get rid of anyway, and it just clears one that I honestly probably wasn't going to go for anyway. So got rid of that townsfolk. And then for their last, they're going to do the King's Order. Now, just a quick glance, probably not going to be able to because they have already converted this round and they have already fortified this round, as well as the fact that they only had 1 worker. So in that case, they pray. Now, when they pray, they actually only clear the workers off of the right half of the board. And then this is what triggers their discard to get shuffled in. So, honestly, I think for me, this is one of the better times for them to pray. Granted, it could come out right away after this, but they're going to start getting these King's Favors and competing over these King's Favor locations. And then when these come out, they actually go into their discard. So, I'm okay with this. And then they are out of workers, so we clean up the round and we'll move on to round 3. Alright, see in here, got all of that. Okay, so discarding this Paladin, did what he needed me to do, got me a few more resources. So let's see here. Round 3, the final King's Order is going to be commissioning. I had debated early in the game if I was even going to mess with commissioning, and there it shows that I probably should have, but you don't know. In the first King's Favor, placing a red worker here, you can pay 1 coin to flip a debt or discard 2 suspicion. Okay, so I've got these 3 paladins coming up. I know for sure I'm going to use the developing cost 2 fewer silver. I was pretty positive on that. Now it's deciding. So again, I'm still in the spot where whichever one of these I throw on the bottom, I potentially can do round 7 of the game. And of course, I've not been focusing on either of these things, absolving or commissioning. But I think now I'm gonna, call the audible and decide maybe I start attempting to discount commissioning, get to where commissioning I can do at the end. I will be, if I plan right, turn 6, doing a lot of garrisoning, building up my faith, which could then allow me to do a fair amount of commissioning. So we're going to shove commissioning onto the bottom, and absolving costs no silver onto the top. Okay, so this turn, developing costs 2 fewer silver. I will get... I did it again. I cleared my workers, in which I had a red, a black, and a purple. I don't think I had a red. I think I had a green. I'm sorry. I need to be better at doing that. Let me think real fast. I know I had these two because I was thinking about... I think I had a green. I would have known more if I had a red, so I'm going to go with that. Again, sorry about that. Oh, and I need to clear up the townsfolk. Man, did not do well in between rounds this time. Sorry about that. The right two most are already gone here. Okay, so let me get my white and my green from my paladin, and then so if I take this one, I almost certainly trigger an Inquisition. Whereas this is 50-50, not 50-50, it's 33%. And even if I do here, he will have the most suspicion. So I think for that reason, I'm going to take this one, get my purple, my green, and 2 blues. And now I'm very thankful that I carried over kind of my workers that will do what I wanted. So I'm getting 1 suspicion. I whiffed. He is taking the 2. Seeing that makes me wish that I had taken the 2, but that's okay. There's that. Yep, that would have been. So this triggers the Inquisition. He has more, so he will take the debt card, but he will also get rid of 2 suspicion. And then we'll refill here. And he gets his last coin there. Okay. Okay, so let me think here. It's really unfortunate that I kind of was planning for him to get suspicion and debt, and then this being the first King's Favor to come out. I'm trying to think what I'm going to do that's going to be competed with this turn. And I'm sorry, I messed up all around last round. When I garrisoned, my faith should have gone up there, because I gained 1 influence from attacking, faith from garrisoning. So I definitely know I'm going to develop. I think I'm just going to go ahead and use white and green to do that. And we are going to develop. So I've kind of gone in on here. But I will also need to build up some strength. So that's going to be either converting or fortifying. I think I'm going to go the fortifying route. Attacking and converting. Later in the game, I'd be competing against myself on what cards as well as a solo player. I don't want any red this turn. Could fortify. Yeah, I'm gonna. Build up the fortify. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I will get an additional green worker for that. Okay, the solo player is up. They are going to need their people first. 5, 6. So they are going to recruit. And they are going to go after this one, in which case they will, naturally prey. So they have nothing to clear on their board, but they will get to shuffle these cards in. So looks like me hoping or being lucky that they prayed at the end of last turn. Didn't really matter too much anyway, so do it at the beginning of this turn. Okay, so things I know I need. Oh, I'm sorry, I should have paid my 2 silver for developing last. I'm gonna need 2 more silver. So in order to do this, I am gonna spend 2 green to fortify, and it will cost me 1 provision. I'll get 1 strength and 1 red worker. Okay. Next up, the solo player will, pray. So 3 turns in a row of praying is, I assure you, not what they were wanting to do. Okay, well, that makes for an easy turn for them. Next up for me, I am going to spend 2 workers to garrison. I want to get out here and garrison here for the money. That's why I did my fortify for the 1 strength. Oh, you know what? I had it anyway, but that's okay. It's alright. So, I'm going to get my 2 gold. Oh, that's the town. Or my 2 silver. And go up on faith. Okay. Next up is going to be, there it is, the King's Favor. The solo player does not have to ever pay the resource, and they will get to flip the debt over here. So it's a nice 4-point turn for them, and they'll probably have many more of those. Now on to me. I am going to spend 2 silver to pray and remove from the development. Solo player is going to recruit. Now the recruit is taken, so he'll just kind of continue to do the leftmost In this case, it is trade, which just moves that one more peg there. And then, kind of what I was really building for, I am going to develop a second time for 2 silver. So, kind of discounting these already. I'm thinking I might discount the attack and then still do an attack this turn. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll discount the attack one more. Yeah, I'm alright with that. I don't like that at the moment I've only got fortifying of the King's Orders, but as said, I think my round 7 would be big, at least if I can get 3 commissions done round 7. So I do kind of also have to worry about where I place things there. But anyway, get 3 commissions done around 7. I should be okay here. And then I'll just kind of forsake converting. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Solo players, 2 more workers. They would garrison. They do not have enough workers, so they instead are going to conspire. 2 more attacks for them. 1, 2. Now their lowest goes up, and if they're stacked, it is whichever one is on top. So, influence up for them. Oh, and they also get additional 2 workers. One thing I have noticed in the solo plays I have done is solo player, man, they are so efficient in getting their workers. Okay, I am going to go ahead and attack. I can do either of these. Do I want an additional worker or an additional provision? Right? And I think it's going to have to be provision because I'm going to end up needing provisions, right? And again, I want to try and avoid going to the hunting ground. So I will gain 1 more influence, gain a white worker, and I will gain a provision. And then I'll actually go ahead and grab it. I gain an additional provision from my defender over here. Okay, on to the solo player. They are going to do the King's Order, so they are going to attempt to commission, which they can do. They can commission here. They actually, so a bit lucky for me here. They would target here, but they cannot actually commission there. Unless I missed them gaining some faith. I don't believe I have. I should be pretty easy to spot check. Gain 1 influence here, 2 strength here, gain a 2nd influence from here, and they gain their 1st faith from here. So yeah, they are only at 1 faith. So it would cycle all the way back around. It would go to here, and both those spots are covered, so they actually cannot commission there. So that's all they can do. Over to me. And my only thing I would really attempt to do here is trade for silver. I'm half debating it because it will let me then develop next round, or be at a spot I could develop. I'm gonna hang on to them. I don't see myself needing to trade 2 turns in a row. I'm hoping not to be in that kind of position. So, worst case, I just save these workers for the next round and then I trade. So, and who knows, I might get something up here that I want to do better with them anyway. So, that's it for me. Pass. And they are going to conspire. And so, once they get to the rest spot, they gain a provision plus 1 provision per remaining worker they have. In this case, they sorry, I was reading that. In this case, they get 2 provisions, so this will move up twice, and then that is actually essentially what triggers passing for them, right? Not just because they don't have any spaces, well, they could convert, but they're not just because they don't really have any spaces, but because once they hit the rest, then that is it for them. So I've passed, that forces them to pass, so let's pick up between rounds, clear off all the workers here. And I don't think I'm in a bad spot. I'm not quite where I want the engine to be, but that is alright. I got lucky that they kind of had a rough round themselves here. So, should be alright. That's that. Let's clear off our townsfolk and reset. Gone. So, depending on what else I continue doing, it may be worth attempting to convert once and then just continuing to use my attacking for the yellow symbols there, but we'll see. This one also potentially slides down and doesn't get messed with this turn. He's not going to target it, so might be okay there. Let's these 2 out. Clear that. He gets his next king's favor. Blue, spend a provision to develop. And again, I love that, and I have a nice stack of provisions, so my goodness, I did it again. I cleared my white and my purple I was saving. Okay. Let's see what options we've got for our paladins. Okay. Well. These are not options I really want to see right now. I could continue to recruit. Do I need all that strength this turn? Let me attack, but it would not let me get up here anyway. It won't let me get up there, so okay. Inspiring. Again, liking that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Something cosmos. no silver anyway, but I also wasn't really planning to absolve. I still think that's the case. I'm gonna send this guy down. Honestly, I think my best play here it's probably going to be the conspiring earns 2 additional silver, or earns 2 silver. I'm going to develop a few more times. It's like, do I want to this just makes me worry. Am I going to be way over on provisions, right? I have however many now. And I have no silver. You know what? I am gonna try. Recruiting costs no silver. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. Okay, get my red and my white worker. And no, I want blue. I want green, right? That's my only difference here. Probably not gonna trade. Oh, I'm sorry, I definitely want the blue. Blue is what will allow me to do that, and I'll probably attempt it very early to not get it blocked. Alright, so. Okay, so that gives me 2 silver. That triggers an Inquisition, in which case he is at 3. So he will discard 1. Do that. Okay. He also is getting a suspicion. He whiffs there. And then he will start this round with 7 workers. Yep. Okay, so yeah, I think right away I'm gonna go here and spend a provision. And so this turn I can kind of get out on the board quite a bit in garrisoning. So I think that's where I'm going to go. Okay. Solo player is going to fortify. He should definitely have that. Yes, he does. So he will gain strength. Discard a suspicion, which I hate seeing because now we're tied. Okay. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and go out there and garrison. So I go relatively far. I don't. Yeah, and I would have to gain 2 more. 2 more strength in order to go further. So yeah, I'm going to garrison. It'll cost me a provision. And on that note, I'm very positive I didn't pay the provision the last time I did it, so I'll pay mine there. Okay, what do I want? I should have got a blue worker. Oh man, I played this out of order. It's okay. I should have got a blue worker for developing. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take back my provision and my guy. I'm gonna do it in the order I should have. Really, I should have done it for the developing space. No, we'll play it like I did. Okay, so yeah, I'm garrisoning. I'm gonna get. I don't think I'm gonna pray. The benefit of praying would be. To go out here again. You know what? I'm gonna take 2 silver. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay. The solo player is going to absolve. This is the move I hate them doing the most. He has enough influence to absolve, so he's going to do that. He's going to gain 1 faith. He is going to discard a suspicion and flip a debt. So, solid turn for him. Makes it where now I am in threat of the Inquisition. Might have to look into getting rid of my suspicion. I really like sticking them with suspicion more and just kind of not worrying about it, at least until later. But that is what it is. Alright, so I'm going to do something a bit different than I was initially planning. I was thinking about recruiting because it didn't cost me anything. But I'm not going to worry about that. I am just going to develop. Take all this I got. And just keep making my actions out here a bit cheaper. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna fortify there. Cost me a provision. And sure I did it. Yeah. Okay, so get a strength. Well, here I'm at a crossroads because I was just talking about having to get rid of my suspicion. But I could also use the money. Well, could I? What am I going to use it for? Let's think. I mean, at least this round I'm far enough out on attacking that I don't need to. Like what? I can go out to here now. I don't think I need to go that far. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the suspicion. Okay. See what the solo player does. They are going to convert. It's an easy one for them. They would target this card. Got a 2, so it's gonna cycle back around. You know what? I think it goes to the left. Let me double check that real fast. Yeah, I was correct. It does go to the next card to the right, which essentially cycles around. So he is going to convert here. That is going to give him a strength. Yeah. Okay. And thankfully, his in-game scoring has very little synergy here. So, I know he has no control of that, but I'm very thankful for it. Okay, so, on to me. I am now going to attack. And I am going to... I didn't place a worker there. Sorry about that. Man, I'm playing sloppy. But at least I think I'm catching everything. Alright, so I'm going to attack. And my strength is up to a 5. One of these guys, and I think I'm going to take the provision. So we will get the influence, take a white worker, gain 1 provision. Okay. King's order, so first thing he is going to do is attempt to commission, which he is not, so he will. Okay, everybody, I am back at it. I had a little bit of issues with my camera dying, and so had to charge it back up, and here I am now. I left off with our solo player about to commission. While I was charging everything up and getting everything back to go, I had noticed there was a couple cleanup things I needed to do that I missed. I have garrisoned 3 times so far this game, and I had only moved my faith up twice, so that fixes that. I checked everything else out. I have 3 attacks, which are my 3 influence, and I have 2 from the strength. I also just went ahead and double checked the solo player, and I have been able to stay on top of all of their movement. So everything that way should be good. The one other thing was the last time I developed, I did not get my blue piece. I scoured through making sure that was the case. I had this one initially from the card that I chose, and then I had one from taking it the first time I developed, because I developed here and here, so that goes there. So anyway, I will get back to it. So the solo player is doing the King's Order commissioning, and we had placed his thing there, or his worker there. So he is going to do, what is his faith? His faith is 2. He can go up to here. So the first spot really that he would be up to taking is the worker. So he is going to take the worker, and then his influence will go up. Okay, so back over to my turn here, and I think I am going to go ahead and use my purple. Oh no, I can't do that. I don't have the coins. Maybe I get the coins. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to kind of avoid going to the trading and the hunt. But I think this is probably, yeah, this be my best sort of play here. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the trade space. 3. The solo player still has 2 people remaining here, so they are going to pray. Okay, so When they pray, they reset all of the right side of their board. And then we reshuffle up their deck. Okay. They do still have a worker remaining. They could get lucky here and start working toward things on the king's order. We shall see. So now I'm going to go ahead and spin the 2 coins to pray. I'm going to remove This is a pretty good round to garrison. Garrison or attack. Garrison out. I can get use another worker. Attack. I get a couple workers out. You know what? I'm gonna attack. So I'm gonna remove that guy. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for my praying. The solo player is going to absolve. Now they cannot absolve, so they will go to the recruit, and they will target this one here. Unfortunately, gives them a couple more workers to do something with. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and attack while I've got the high enough strength to hit over here. And so I'll take out this guy here. My influence will go up. And get a red and a white worker. Okay, the solo player now is going to do the king's order, and so they are going to attempt to commission. And they are, where are they at? Oh, they're still at 2 here, which is still enough, and actually going to take the 2 silver, which will reset their board around and increase their faith. Increase their faith and give them an influence from actually doing the commissioning. Yep. Okay, and back over here to me. How do I want to finish off with these guys? You know, I actually think I'm almost tempted to conspire. If anything, it allows me, if I conspire and leave off with a purple, my thought is going and hunting, getting provisions, but you know what? I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna could also recruit. Man, thinking about passing, but recruit a gatekeeper. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to recruit the gatekeeper. I'll change what I thought I initially was going to do. So yeah, I don't have to pay the silver cost. So I'm going to get a gatekeeper, which gives me a silver immediately. And gives me a silver every time I fortify. Yeah, we'll call that good. Alright, and the solo player here would recruit. Already done the prey, so he is going to trade. Oh, he doesn't take the coin, but it goes here. And he is out of people. I have one sole person left that I think I'm going to hang on to here, so we will we'll call it good for the round 4. Now we'll just kind of clean up everything, reset our invaders. Reset our townsfolk. Okay, let's clear off all our workers. Somehow do that every single round. You would think I would learn to not keep the guys on my board, and instead off my board, so I wouldn't do that, but I haven't learned that lesson yet. Okay, so yeah, that should be good. Let's see what king's favor we get. Oh, the praying space, which is a solid one, using any colored worker to pray and not have to pay for it. Alright, discard my previous round's paladin. Let's see what our options are here. Okay, so you know, I know that next round is the first round I really have a chance to see my garrisoning and have no provision cost, right? And so, although I'm tempted to, for this fortifying, say, oh, you know, I'll push off fortifying, this might just be the round to do it. I can take a whole bunch of green workers, I've got this prey space, I've got my prey space, yeah, I'm almost certainly going to do that. I can tell you that there's almost no chance I just decide to convert. I've kind of forsaken that. I don't really have symbols or anything. Yeah, we're going to put that on the bottom, and we're going to put the conspiring earns 2 silver. I think we just keep stacking that back on top, and we'll do it again. So, alright, this round, fortifying costs no provision, so let me get my blue and green. So I'm going to want several green. Here's the issue, is I'm not going to have any I'm going to have red. Well, red or black. You know what, I'll manage. Yes, I'm going to take the 3 green into white. Solo player, unfortunately not sticking them with any suspicion from purple workers. Yeah, we'll do that. We do need to give them their workers, so they are now at 8. 8 workers there. Okay, so I think I'm going to start it off with the fortify. I'm kind of worried about a king's favor coming out for the solo player, and although he'd take this one at the moment, it's one I do also want, but definitely my plan right now is to using this prey space. So we're going to fortify. We have plenty of influence, doesn't cost the provision, so we are going to get a strength and 2 white workers. And then because we fortified, we will get a coin and another white worker. Okay. The solo player. Exactly what I was worried about there. Unfortunately, this was a space I really wanted to go to. But I knew that if I went there, it could possibly take the prey. So here we are. So on to, and they will, I don't believe that they build. I hope I'm not mistaken on that. I believe they're just taking the 2 workers, because otherwise I'm not exactly sure what they build on. So we're gonna go with that they take the 2 workers. And I am now going to, the odds of their other king's favor just popping out are slim. I'm going to go ahead and take this now while I can and remove my worker off the fortified spot. So that is that. Over to solo player. They are going to attack. Takes 3 workers for them, and they have plenty of strength to target the second one here. So they're going to attack it. That will give them another influence and 2 provisions. Okay, not the worst thing. Yeah, not the worst. I am going to go ahead and do my second fortify. Yeah, let's do that. So, again, I am at 7 influence, so plenty. Don't have to pay the provisions, and get the double strength bonus up to 5. Okay, solo player here. Going to conspire. They have plenty of people this round. No coins, but a couple more people. Okay. So, well, I really wanted to develop this way because this would give me my a red worker. So I'm now kind of in a pickle in that I need a black worker to prey, but I also need red workers. So actually, you know what? I know how I can do this. I'm going to... Oh, and when I fortified this last turn, sorry, that is what I'm missing. I should have gotten another coin and another white worker. That was what I was missing. So I thought, yeah, so now I can develop and I'm going to develop on the commission. And this will give me my red worker that I need. Okay, over here, going to garrison. So I do like that even though the solo player is always so worker efficient, they have now hit the only two, three cost spaces for them. So be a great time for a reset and them to do it again, in my opinion. Anyway, so they're going to garrison. They're going to target into this fourth spot, which they do not have the influence for. No, I'm sorry, that is not how garrisoning works. They are going to take in order here, and they can go anywhere down, so man, that hurts. That was the praying spot that I was just now going after. Wow, so it is what it is. It's going to clear off of their board. I just mentioned them having to get their prey card. I really wanted it to be the card and not the spot that I was slowly clawing for. But that is the way the cards fall. Not forget to give them their faith for that, even if I'm bitter about the move. Okay, so I was about to garrison and go there. So now what? Now it's looking like I'm probably not going to be able to avoid trading this turn. Well, no, maybe. Let's see. I'm going to garrison and use my last two provisions here. And I'm going to go out. I'm going to get the red worker. So, take the red worker. Essentially trade a red for a red, but also get my faith up. Okay. King's favor. Well, only really one left to target. They do not have a debt to flip over, so they will discard 2 suspicion. Okay, on to me, and I think I'm going to attack here. So, see, I can do 2 things. I could either attack here, which gives me my coins for praying, or I could attack here, which gives me my worker for praying, and I don't have to conspire. That one kind of, to me, sounds like the better option. So, I'm going to attack this guy. I'm going to get my influence up 1. And get my black worker. Okay. Over here to the solo player. They are going to King's favor. There is now no spots, so all they will do is recruit. Targeting here. That just gives them 2 more workers. Just when I thought they were running out, they come right back around. Okay. So I am going to go ahead, unfortunately do it again. I am going to trade and get 3 silver. That's that. Solo player is going to pray. Which actually, they have nothing to clear off here. All it does is shuffle around, which was their king's favor, so kind of okay with that, since the king's favor is, well, actually no, because this just means they're going to be in there for the next rounds. Yeah. Okay. So now I am going to pray. And I'm just going to keep going after the fortified while I have the bump up. And I'm able to. That's my best move. Over here. Convert. So we are targeting here. Influence though is at 4, so it circles around, and this is the only one that they can. Okay. Oh, and when they converted, they got a strength. All right, back over to me, and I will now fortify. I did have a very efficient fortifying turn like I wanted to. Yeah, so not too mad about that. And I like seeing it like this, right? Where I'm going to get the strength, and then I'm going to get a green worker and a blue worker. And yeah, I paid a green to get one back. Been really cool if I got a, well, I was going to say red, but any other, but that's alright. Yeah, so that is me. Over here. King's Order. So converting is covered, as well as, no, they have not done 5, but converting is covered. Commissioning is covered. Commissioning is not covered. And that all messed up. So their faith is of 4, so they can do any of these. Taking a person would come next, and I'm assuming that they take the most advantageous. So we'll go with that one. Get an influence. They're almost finished. They're almost met that. I've almost met the converting. Just off on that. So okay. Over back to mine. I actually think that I am going to ways from this, and honestly getting the money would not necessarily be a bad thing. Oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot last round I should have gotten a money and a white worker. And I forgot my provision when I attacked. Man, I am bad at my upkeeping. So, thinking I'm going to conspire. Let's see what we get. Alright. 2 silver from the tax, but it's definitely ain't gonna be me if things fall wrong. Okay. The king's favor, there is nothing to do there, so they are gonna trade. Over here. And over back to me, and I think I'm gonna use the purple I just made to commission. More workers are always good, but I could also add a 4. I'm going to go ahead and take a green worker. That's kind of crazy, but we'll see. And commissioning lets me move up my influence. Okay. Over here, they got 1 worker left. Yeah. Gonna go to the reset, so it'd been their last anyway. They will get a provision for that, which cycles them around and bumps up their faith. And I am going to use these 2 guys here. Yeah, these 2 guys here. Oh, I should have paid this provision upon doing my commissioning anyway, but I am going to get 3 provisions. Okay. I actually think I am going to end the round there. Yeah, the only option of anything I have is to recruit. Could clear these. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm gonna leave it as is. We're gonna call that the end of the round. So I will reset things up. Okay, so let's clean up the townsfolk. Fill that. Same thing with invaders. Whoops. Bring them over. Clear all the workers. I'm going to remember to not take mine this time. Dump everything else over as I do it. In his king's favor. Okay. That looks good. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, discard my paladin. Okay, so here we are. Garrisoning costs no provisions. It's definitely going to be the one that I choose, almost regardless of what these guys are. I'm almost certainly going to have to take this for the red. Yeah, I'm going to have to. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to put conspiring earns 2 silver on top, as is usual. It's almost certainly not getting played anyway. And then hunting gains 2 additional provisions. Too little, too late there. So here we go. Alright. We are gonna get our workers. So there's those 2. Take our red, 2 purple, a white. 2 purple means I'm going to get 2 silver from the packs there. And nothing there. So I at least didn't trigger the Inquisition just yet. Might not be bad, because it means there's probably only 1 more Inquisition in the game. And then let's give... Let's give 9 workers over here. So 3, 6, 9. Okay, so let's see. We can garrison out to 9. So we can garrison all the way out to here. And I think we want to do that right away. Not too worried about him getting way out there this turn, but hitting those prey spaces might be pretty big. Yeah, so you know what? In fact, hitting those prey spaces could be very good here. What I think I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use this King's Favor space to pay a provision to get a black and a red worker. And it gives me a black worker that I need right now. Alright, for the solo player's turn, he is going to fortify. His next fortify only needs 3 influence. He's got that. So he will get a strength and a worker. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and garrison out. And it doesn't cost me the provisions, which I had planned. And I'm like, the workers are nice. But the sustaining potential of hitting the prey by itself, I think I'm going to pray and just clear off the garrison spot. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I get faith for doing that. Yeah. Alright, Solo's turn. He is going to also garrison. And his strength is 7, so he can do anything here down. I am so glad I chose to pray, because he doesn't have anybody to recruit. Well, He has no debts to flip over. He would take the prey spot if available, so instead he is going to take the 2 worker spot. So yes, that was a very good call on my part there. And his faith goes up. Oops. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and garrison again. And I think I'm just going to do it again. I could take the prey up here. Let's think on this here. My next turn is going to be my big one for commissioning. Because I need to get at least 5 done. Yeah, I'm going to use the prey. Clear off the garrison space again. And he is going to pray. Clear up his workers. Oh. It's an interesting time for him to pray. So it makes me less worried about having to compete up here with where he's at. I don't know. It's not bad for me right now. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do my last garrison. Thinking essentially what color worker I'm going to need. I try and do like a double commission thing. I want black. If I develop, I'm going to get a black anyway, so there is that to think about. Using those. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm gonna get a red. It's one I kind of see immediately. No, you know what? That's. I am gonna take the black. This way it builds me up some black, depending on how things fall for this. So, take a white and a black there, and go ahead and bump that up. Did my final garrison. Is at 6. Okay. I got a double red. I was questioning why my strength was at 6 as well, because I only saw the 5 fortifications, but I forgot the double. So, okay, so there's that. So, most games I don't have these go up together. I kind of push one up. Because I think getting into here is better, right? Like a lot of times you finish with 1 at 20 and 1 at, either 13 or 16. I'm afraid what's going to happen is I'm going to finish with just them all kind of floating in this 9 to 13 points. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Alright, so I did that for my turn. Going over here. We are going to convert. And target the easy to convert one. And getting a strength. And that is his 5 there, so he's definitely getting those 6 points. Yeah. Okay. I am going to go ahead and spin my 2 white workers here. To develop my last place, and I'm just not worrying about absolving and converting. I'm going to make commissioning cheaper. I get a black worker in the process, and yeah, that's that. Oh, and of course, spin my 4 silver. Okay. Speaking of absolving, that is what the solo player here is going to do. He's not done that in a while. He's also not collected too much, so it's alright. And then over here to me, let's see what I can get done on this commissioning. So I am going to commission. And I've got up to 6, so I can come all the way out to here. And I think I am going to go out there, which is causing your provision. And I am going to get this red worker here. My debate between black and red the first time didn't matter too much anyway, because I ended up there. This bumps my influence up. That was all I got there. The solo player is going to do the king's order. So first up is commission. They can do that. Their influence is 6, so anything here down. And it looks like they are going to take this flip a debt. And they actually don't have a debt, so I'm kind of okay with them taking that one. I might acquire one, but hopefully in that case I have other options. So yeah, not too bad for me there. And then on to me. I am going to go ahead and attack. And my strength is 6, so I can do either of these, and this one is the clear-cut option for me. Pretty sure. Oh, yeah, definitely the clear-cut option for me. Gives me a white worker that I can use for this prey space here. So I'll take a white and a blue. And get one more on the influence. For here, going to conspire, right? Just when you thought almost out of cards or people, they conspire, which of course gives them the last coin there. And there, causing an inquisition. I have 4. 2 go away, and I receive a debt. Okay, just when I'm talking about not worrying about flipping debts, there it is. But I'm not too worried about it. So, alright, back on to me. And I am going to use this white wire to do the free prey space on commissioning there. commissioning. Week expired. He should have gotten a couple more workers. Commissioning, I believe, is already done. So, recruit. He's going to take out this and give himself 2 more workers. Back in it. Okay. Well, I prayed for freeing up the commissioning space. I'm half tempted to absolve. Well, you know what? It doesn't get me further along anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pay my provision and commission out. I can go up to 6. So I'm going to need the 2 coins if I'm going to need the 2 coins if I choose to do any sort of absolving or anything like that next turn. Man, I can never remember my townsfolk. I should have had 1 more provision from attacking this turn. You know what? I think the 2 coins is the play. It allows me to possibly pray. I have 2 coins here. Let me think about this. It allows me to do some absolving, which could flip debts, which could pray. See, and again, I'm going to end up just moving them all very equally, right? So if I do at least a couple absolving, I can get a few more points out of this. Definitely don't think it's going to be converting. We're going to get the coins. No. We're going to get the black. Because if I pray 1 more time, then I absolve, I need this to pray. Kind of a tough spot, actually. So I would also then need the provisions. Sorry I'm thinking about this too much. I'm just going to take 2 coins. That's what I see the bigger need for right now. Okay. Going to spend 3 people to garrison. He's only got 1 left, but he's almost always at that state. 8 means he can come out to here. It's going to take a person. The black is by far the best person, so that is who he is going to take. Over to me. And part of me wants to pray. Even if I commission again, we're going to go here to the fortify. It's a few more points. Pushes the red up once more, and I could possibly do it one more time to max out the points here. Yeah, we're going to do it. So, we're going to fortify. We have plenty of blue. We have exactly 8 blue, or 8 influence. We get a white worker and a red worker. Okay. Recruit said he's going to trade. Come here. So I can get commissioning, or I mean I can get also do this. But I like kind of don't know how many more points I can really get out of my faith. If I do it once, it sits like that. To like pray and commission, take these plus sending a worker up there. That might be the plan. I think I'm just gonna go for something here. I'm like kind of at this point where I have a ton of workers, and although it's like I know I'm gonna need several black for next round, I don't necessarily want to get stuck either. I can commission out to, how far can I commission out to? 6. So well, let's just do this. Let's just do it. Not 100% it's the right play, but it's the one I'm going to try. I'm going to go here. I definitely have at least 0 influence. Pay my 1 coin. And I am going to take the 2 provisions. I also realized that I could not have fortified. I couldn't have done this last turn. But instead of going completely back, because I paid 1 provision, instead of going completely back, I'm going to take these 2 provisions and then give them back. So I did play it out of order, but nothing was affected. Actually, honesty. I would have to not use the white worker. So, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so I'll gain my faith. Okay, back over here. We need to fortify, which I cannot do, so rest instead. Getting there, and he is done. So let me just play this out here. So I know that I'm going to want to attempt to fortify the last time and get those last 3 points there. So I'm in preparation. I'm going to send this guy here to get provisions and attacks. And then I'm really torn here because I could pray. And do several different things. I could attack again, could commission again. But I don't think I'm going to. I just don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave this. The only reason I really kind of want to commission again is because then I can for sure max out this board by doing it 3 times, right? By hitting this prey, and then the regular one. I have other options to pray, but that's a kind of for sure way. You know what? I am actually going to do that instead. I'm going to go ahead and pray. See, then this doesn't leave me enough provisions. I'm sorry, when I fortified here, because I never remember, I actually should have gotten this and a white worker. And I think this kind of solidifies what I'm going to do now, because I am going to go ahead and pray, spend the 2 coins, get rid of this. He is out, so I'm going to commission and pay the 2. And we can commission out to the blue worker. There, to the blue worker. And then I'm going to go ahead and conspire. Yeah. More than anything, this prepares me. It gives me an additional kind of... because I feel like I might get stuck with some whites anyway. That I'll end up having to conspire with. So we're just going to go ahead and do this now. Take the suspicion. Of course, didn't get the money, but that is alright. I think it's worth the points. We will see. Okay, and then I'm actually going to pass. You know what? Chance I get another debt. Chance I get another debt. Thinking, do I spend my red worker here? It's a really solid move. And at this point, it's essentially worth 4 points, right? So, I think about it like that. My death. Okay, then that is it. So let's clean up this between rounds and see what happens in this last round. I think I'm doing good. again, I just cannot remember. I need to not keep them there. That's really it. I've done it this entire game. People are probably laughing at me. But as you've seen, I've been very bad at my upkeep this whole game anyway. It's honestly kind of hard when I'm not getting to think totally about my turn in between turns because I'm focusing on, playing out the solos hand. So, anyway, see our last little invaders. Get rid of these two here. Okay. Go ahead and get rid of my paladin. Alright, and I am not even really thinking about it. I know that I am taking. I don't have too much. Taking commission costs no provisions this turn. Going through here. See what our last two options are. So, this gives me the black, and that's probably what I'm going to do right there. With this, that gives me my 3 black, and I can then use the purple for what I want. That's the one I'm going to take. So let me get my black and my green here. And 2 black, white, and blue. And he will get a suspicion. Not going to matter too much for him. Tags. He's a good old 10 workers. 10. Alright. And let's see what we can do on this last round here. So, I think... Oh. Don't even know all my options. There we go. One is one that I find pretty good when it falls early and not worth going to when it falls late. I do think I am in a decent spot of not having to completely rush these two here. The two I want, right? Because he's here. So it's gonna be a minute before he's attempting to get those. So I am going to go ahead and commission. I have potential for 10, which means I could go all the way. But definitely not going to. I'm going to go to the red and white. And bump up my influence onto King's favor. He will take the first one there, which gives him even more workers. More workers than he even knows what to do with. I'm going to go ahead, take the prey. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the prey. Get her off my commission. King's King's order. So let's see here. Under commission, he has already completed it and done his 5. Under converting, already completed it and done his 5. So on to fortify. So he is going to spend 2. And he has at least 5. So his strength goes up. He does not have a debt to flip over. He will get 2 coins, which will then cause his faith to go up. Okay. Well, he's almost a prey away from completing all of the king's orders. I'm going to commission again. Yeah, and we'll take the blue and the white. Oops, blue and white. I'm like gonna end up getting stuck with a bunch of whites, and that was kind of the thought on conspiring last round, so that didn't happen. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, over to him. King's favor, so he is now targeting this one. Giving himself an additional couple workers. And you can let me know if I am playing wrong and he is actually supposed to be developing. Maybe there's a system that I missed in the rulebook, but I checked this before and I couldn't find it. So anyway, we'll see. And I honestly think it's not that he typically at this point in the game runs out of workers before filling up to the rest anyway. It could be. Okay, on to mine. I'm going to actually go ahead and do is take this one here, get 2 provisions, and a tax. Okay. It's going to attack. I sure hope I didn't miss the prey. Nope, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Just going through the whole stack. Okay, so he's going to attack. I'm going to target this one. Almost certainly has the strength. Get a influence. A red worker. Okay. I think I am going to thinking whether I want to go ahead and pray. Like the pay to pray? I kind of want to see what else I am just going to get. So, I'm going to actually wait on it. I'm going to fortify. I'm going to do out the things that I need to do. I could be attacking, but like I'm kind of okay with any of these that I get. So yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and fortify right now. So I'll pay my 3. And I have exactly 9 influence. Double strength. Which is good. I mean, it got up higher than I honestly expected it to, right? With getting 7 cards and 2 of them hit the double. So that's good. I could have easily done things differently and chose converting, or at least done converting a couple times, like I did the absolving here, and it might have gone there. Yeah, so that's that. And a King's Order. So, I believe Fortify is only one not completed, so he will still attempt to do, or he will still commission. And he can go out to 7. So we're here. There's only a couple spots left. He's going to take that last single guy there and bump up his faith. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and attack. Did I move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. I'm just behind. At some point in my attacking, I did not realize that I had gotten behind on that, so well, that makes it less valuable for me to attack. It actually makes it less valuable for me to commission too, except for to get these last 4 points here. So you know what? 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just off all around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that one's right. Strength is the only one that was correct. That kind of changes it, right? I think I'm going to might be worth converting for some points, and then you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna convert. Yeah, I'm gonna convert for the points because this gives me 3 points. Plus moving the red. Okay. Can't believe I did that. King's favor. There's really only one left to choose. He has no debt to flip over, but he does have these to get rid of. Alright. So I think I'm still going to go ahead and pray. You know what? Better way to do this. So my resolve still costs me 2 coins. But I at least get another faith. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. There is his prey. With 1 card left, man. This does give him a chance to fortify 1 more time, and very likely to happen. Okay. I am going to... Oh, I covered the prey, but I didn't remove it. I'm going to go ahead and conspire. It's a very risky conspire for me, because odds are I'm giving myself -3 points. However, I should be able to turn it into at least 1 more point, plus uncovering this is kind of my thought. So, we'll see here. Yep. That's about right. And the bright side is this now also is another point, so kind of the way it all fell. King's favor, there is none there, so he is going to recruit here, which lets him pray again. So stick that in there. Okay, so last thing I'm going to do, I am going to commission out to, oh, I forgot to take my debt. And actually, now that I think about it, I triggered the Inquisition, and I lost those points anyway. That's alright. Okay, that's it for me there. Yeah, that's it for me there. Over here, there is the one he definitely wanted. The last fortifying, he is right at 7. So he is going to take the strength plus 2 points. And that is it for me. My game is complete. We will run this solo player out. King's Order, he's now completed them all, so he's going to go back to commissioning. And he is getting to put his last one right here. Yep. King's favor turns into a trade. Oh, and he should have gotten a there. King's favor turns into a trade. 1 worker left. King's Order is going to go to the convert. It's going to target here. He is not high enough, so it's going to come back around to here. Plenty high. And that is a great one for him to convert at the end there. push up that. That's a 7-point convert right there. And that is it. That is the game. I will add up our points real quick and we will see who's the winner. I'm going to start over here with the solo player. He's getting 20 from his strength, 11 from his influence, and 6 from his faith. And coming across here, he's got 1 for his fortifications. He has all 9 points from his commissions, no points from the garrisoning, no points from absolving. Just double check here that none are victory points, and they are not. Here we go. 1 additional point for the archer, 1 additional point for the vigilant. He did complete, he gets 1 plus 1 per. He did complete all 3 of those, so that is an additional 4 points for the king's orders. 1 plus 1 per mercenary. And there's only this 1 mercenary in his group, so that is 2. The adventurer, he did a lot of commissioning, so that is going to be 1, 2, 3 more points there. And just so happened the last card he took, that was a banger card for him, pushing up that. But the only 2 guys he fought were the green, so an additional 2 points there. And then he completed all 3 of the king's orders, giving him a grand total of 78 points. So, not bad. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. He also had 2 flip debts, so a grand total of 80 points. So, not bad at all. I'm honestly a bit worried. Let's see if I beat it. So, start over here with me, and I got 20 for my influence, 13 for my strength, 11 for my faith. I completed all my developments. I completed all of my commissions. Completed all of the fortifications and all of the garrisons. Bottom row here, I did not get my absolves. The attackings were not there. And nothing from the converting. For my thief, I get 2 points there. And then I get 2 points for flipped over debts. Yep. And then I did complete the fortification. I did not complete the converting, but I did complete the commissioning, bringing me to a grand total of 90 points. So that is the game. I ended up winning 90 to 80. Okay, everybody, that was Paladins of the West Kingdom. I completely love this game. Whether it's playing in person, whether it's playing solo, this game just checks all the boxes for me, and I think it is so great. I think this game was a lot of fun for me to play. It's just so strategic, and there's so much to think about and figure out, and I just love it. That's all I can really say. I think the difficulty, greatly tuned. I played on the standard difficulty. I won 90 to 80. I would say that's pretty close. It wasn't any kind of runaway at all. And honestly, had I played a difficulty higher on the hardest difficulty, the AI may have just beat me. But thank you guys so much for watching this. If you like this video, please give us that like. It really does help us, really does help our channel grow. Also, subscribe. We put out solo playthroughs, we put out playthroughs online, we put out playthroughs in person, and we do all kinds of reviews. We do all kinds of board game content for you guys. We enjoy making the content, but we really put it out there for y'all. So please subscribe so you can keep getting it. That's all I've got for you. Thanks again for watching. Bye.